if you want to make your own podcast but feel intimidated by the tech barriers, then you might need Alitu. Alitu is a web app that lets you create and publish great sounding podcast episodes. It takes care of the complicated stuff, leaving you free to concentrate on what you do best, talking about your passion. Alitu, the podcast maker app, find it at alitu.com. That's ALITU.com.
Hey everyone, this is the What School Could Be in Hawaii podcast. I am your host, Josh Reppun. From time to time, it is my intention to highlight educator voices as they pop up across media platforms in Hawaii. Whether these voices come to my attention in a blog, guest posts on Honolulu Civil Beat online, op-eds in the local paper, or on specialized Facebook pages, we want to highlight them using our podcast platform. These amazing public, private, and charter school educators will read their work out loud, that you might hear and feel them in the way that they were intended. On August 16th here in 2020, the Honolulu Star-Advertiser published an op-ed column by Robert Louis Stevenson middle school teacher Matthew Tom, a longtime friend of this podcast and Epic Education networking agent. Matthew is the faculty advisor for Stevenson's Media Services organization, which specializes in event photography and producing digital media content for the school. Matthew's program seeks to build and maintain a positive campus culture, excite students about photography and videography, and build students' skills in digital media production. Matthew is also the faculty advisor for Tusitala, which is the literary and arts magazine at Stevenson, recently recognized by the National Council of Teachers of English as, quote, excellent. Tusitala means the teller of tales in Samoan, and is the name Samoans gave to Robert Louis Stevenson when he traveled there. Matthew has taught or been an edtech specialist in Hawaii, Japan, and Washington. His undergraduate in English is from Willamette University. He has a master's in curriculum and teaching from the University of Oregon and is currently in a professional practice doctoral program at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Matthew's teacher website is an absolute wonderland of student exhibitions of learning and imaginative curriculums. You can learn more about him at his LinkedIn page, which I featured in the show notes. And now, here is Matthew Tom reading his Honolulu Star-Advertiser op-ed titled, Much Chaos and Change Bring Us Right Here, the Perfect Place to Start the School Year.
As we return to our classrooms, time capsules of a different time, I implore my fellow educators to not dwell on where we should be if this were a regular school year. It is understood that things have been, are, and will be different. Students, families, and teachers know this, and yet we're at the doorstep of a new adventure. Theodore Roosevelt reminds us that comparison is the thief of joy, and if we continue to reference what students could or should be doing during a normal school year, we may all unduly feel unneeded despair and a longingness for a state of being that no longer exists. The English teacher in me can't resist urging everyone to use the term physical distancing and not social distancing. Yes, for the safety and care of everyone, let's remain physically apart from each other. However, let's remember to stay close socially. Keep in close contact with students, their families, and your friends and family as well. Remember that the struggles you face and the emotions you have are not your sole burden to bear. Yes, it has been chaotic. Yes, there are countless things that we as teachers need to document, follow up with, chart, report, and track. Yes, we're constantly wondering what the next directive might be or waiting to hear the latest news. However, we are not facing this alone. Things will never really return back to what we before perceived as normal. Livelihoods will be different, schools will be different, Infrastructure will be different, and relationships may look different too. This change gives us a new chance, a fresh start, to recreate, refresh, or renew these things from the ground up in the way we want. Reassess old lessons in pedagogy, retire practices and understandings that are no longer relevant or responsive, collaborate with others to create new ways of teaching and learning, and reevaluate the things that really matter. Change is inevitable. However, let's keep two things constant: love and hope. Let's remember to stay rooted in love, a love that can sustain ourselves and one another. Among all that is shifting around us, among the things that we can and cannot control, we can always love, and we can always have hope. And with this love and hope brings opportunity. The past 5 months have been a blur, fraught with turmoil, trauma, and total emotional upheaval. There have also been many instances of aloha from folks near and far, donating their time, reaching out to others in need, utilizing talents and resources to serve the greater good, standing up against injustice, and creating beautiful art. These two things, turmoil and aloha, have been starkly juxtaposed. It can be difficult to process and reconcile it all. However, this tension brings us an opportunity to learn and listen more than we talk, all before we act. We are living our own individual stories, and we see the world in stories as well. As humans, we are natural storytellers. Invite, but don't force these stories and emotions out of students, as they too have experienced massive change. As school restarts and looks nothing like it used to, students may again endure trauma. Let the students guide you through these first few weeks. They'll tell you what they need, and sometimes what they need is not written in your lesson plan. Sometimes what they need the most is to be seen and heard. Listen, love, and learn as much as you can from your students. That's the most powerful thing you can do right now. Welcome to class and to a brand new school year. You are right on time, and you're exactly where you need to be. This is where we are right now, and where we are is the perfect place to start.